Morning everyone, good afternoon. I would like to show my kind of bobber chopper to explain what I did with 300 bucks. I bought a bike, like what I said, I paid 300 bucks. The only thing that I did on the bike was to make sure it was running was to clean the carburetor. Actually I cleaned the carburetor. I did almost 500 miles with it before I strip it. First step what I did, it's the extend the frame. I did an extension of almost 18.5 inches. Actually I only extend the swing arm because it was easier. Here in Canada, if I've been stopped, I'm able to recut it and re-weld it and nobody will see like I did modification on it. What else I did? I had to change the shock location. Actually the shock is right here, and in the past was like that's a XG 550 Yamaha maxim. The original shock was right here in that location, was straight. What else? What I did, I did some polishing a little bit. Had to change the not really, I didn't rechange. I cut some of the frame. In the past was like longer than that. Had to re-weld it. It's not really finished. It's kind of that's the first video. What else? The tank, the gas tank. I spent a few hours on it. You can see this is the original gas tank. I was kind of cheap because my goal was to not spend more than 300 bucks on it, and pretty much I bought the bike. Did some modification. I have scrap metal and I found a whole chock. What I did with the gas tank was I strip it. Everything was strip it with this wire brush. Like here. I use that for the first step. Remove all the paint. And after that I sand it up to 2000. And I use my own buffer. I did that kind of a buffer to buff my stuff. I use a washing machine motor. I put a wheel on it. Worked, well, I cannot say phenomenal, but worked good. And I kind of buffed the tank. Right now it's not really finished. It's still like I've seen some scratch. So far I spent almost like a couple hours on it, and it's not finished. The other thing I just finished to kind of did a weird shifter. I used a chainsaw piston. I put it on the top, and so far still like work good, but it's not finished yet. Stuff to work to do on it. The front portion, the only thing I did is like to cut the fender. I don't want to change like the style of the bike like so too much in the front because I don't want to be stopped by the cops. Here in Canada we're not supposed to do any modification. That's been said, the front portion of the bike, it's still the original. The only thing I did is cut the flasher. Actually I have to find out, I'll find better one. Right now they work, but it's not the best. Yeah, I cut the front portion right here. The front wheel I didn't really change nothing. That's an old like wheel, but that still work. The engine itself, the only thing I did, I polished some cover. I didn't finish, I only did the first step of polishing. I still have to remove it, some cover, because I was kind of tired. The other portion, like the only thing I bought so far was the chain. I had to use an extra chain. The only problem I had was the original, like the chain was on the bike was an O-ring chain. I had to buy, like I bought the cheapest one. I paid 40 bucks. And the only thing that didn't really fit with the not O-ring chain, with an O-ring chain. I had to change some stuff on it. So far I went for a ride yesterday and I actually worked not too bad. It's not the best, but later on if I want to spend more money I will like buy like two real chain together, like the same brand. I will not have any problem. The rear wheel, it's still the same. The only thing it's not finished, I have to find like something to do a fender. I'm kind of limited with some stuff. They don't really sell like a full fender. I may use something else. Right now my goal was not to have a seat on it. Actually I tried to ride it without like a seat, and don't really work. It's too slippery. My next step is to install Let's see to find something. The other thing, this is the cover where I put my battery. Instead, when I bought a bike, I didn't have a battery on it. Instead to spend a lot of money, I have a riding lawnmower. I use the battery, and I did kind of small, like a box. I'll put the battery on it in it, and should work. The other thing, all the electrical, it's not really the original. Had to modify some stuff because in the past everything was kind of here in that location, like a regulator and all the module, relay and all that stuff. Right now it's all under. I had to put it under, like, yeah, under the frame. It's hard to find a space for it to hide everything. I know some guy will say, why you didn't pass all the wire in the frame. Actually, that's my first build. It's not the best, will work for me. It's what I said, I paid 300 bucks. My goal was not to pass 400 bucks, like my money. And so far I'm reaching my budget. I painted the frame. Original one was what kind of black. I changed it for orange because the reason why I'm a chainsaw guy, I like chainsaw and that match steel. What else? So far I'm right there at the project. I still have a few hours to go. Actually I have to, when I will finish, I have to build the fender, and I will put another video on. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, and I hope you will see a good comment on it. Okay, bye.